Hey there, friends and philosophers. Welcome back to Stoic Outlook, the channel where ancient wisdom meets modern meltdowns. Today we're talking about your ultimate arch nemesis. Nope, not your ex, not your boss, not that weird neighbor with the leaf blower. I'm talking about negative emotions. Those sneaky little gremlins that hijack your brain and make you act like you're in a soap opera. Let's dive in. So imagine your mind is a city, neat, organized, everything working like a finely tuned espresso machine. Then, boom! Anger kicks down the gate like it's starring in a bad action movie. According to Seneca, once that emotion storms in, reason grabs its bags and heads for the hills. Passion takes over, sets up shop, and suddenly your mind's running like it's been taken over by a caffeinated toddler. See the Stoics, those calm, wise, emotionally bulletproof dudes, believed that happiness doesn't come from what happens to us, but from how we respond to what happens. Sounds simple, right? Virtue plus good choices equals happiness. Just like that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. But reality says otherwise. Life shows up with a curveball, chucks it straight at your face, and suddenly you're not exactly radiating calm. Maybe you got ghosted. Maybe your Wi-Fi's out. Maybe someone finished the snacks you were saving. Whatever it is, your brain flips into panic mode. Fear, anger, grief, they all show up uninvited like a bad sequel. Now, the Stoics remind us that it's not life that's the problem. It's our own little soap opera of emotions reacting to life. And boy, do those emotions love drama. Once they take the wheel, reason gets shoved into the trunk, tied up with duct tape, and we're off on a joyride of bad decisions. Take anger, for example. 1 minute you're fine, the next you're Hulk smashing your way through a door because someone left wet laundry in the machine. Or grief, turning you into a blanket burrito who binge watches sad documentaries and refuses to move. Or laziness, which feels harmless, but is really just guilt in sweatpants. Whatever the flavor, negative emotions mess with your judgment. They make you forget your values and chase instant relief. You know what you should do. Be kind, responsible, composed, but you actually end up yelling at your dog, rage-eating chips, and buying another pair of boots you didn't need. And spoiler alert, none of this leads to happiness. It leads to shame, indigestion, and credit card debt. Now don't get me wrong, emotions aren't evil, they're just bad at driving. The Stoics weren't emotionless robots. They just knew that when emotions run wild, they hijack our reason and turn our lives into a daytime soap. So what's the goal? Not to become a stone-cold logic machine, but to stop letting emotions boss us around. To feel them, acknowledge them, and not let them drag us into a bad decision montage. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, well, that's just how I am. I'm an emotional creature. Congratulations. You're human. But here's the thing. Your brain was designed to survive the Stone Age. Back then, danger was everywhere. Wolves, rival clans, mammoth jerky shortages. So our brains evolved to focus on threats. It was safer to overreact than underreact. Better to mistake a stick for a snake than the other way around. But here's the catch. Your brain still thinks you live in a cave. So it flips out over traffic jams, awkward emails, or someone liking your ex's post on Instagram. Your built-in negativity bias means you naturally see problems more than possibilities. It's biology, not bad vibes. So yeah, your brain's a bit of a drama llama, but that's no excuse to let it run wild. The Stoics figured out that to live well, to actually feel good about our lives, we have to train ourselves to push back against those automatic emotional reactions. To pause, breathe, think, and choose reason over rage, wisdom over whining, patience over punching a wall. Now, full honesty. There's no magic trick, no ancient scroll with the cheat codes to emotional mastery. But there are practices to help you get better at this. Ways to train your brain to hit the brakes when emotions go full gremlin. And we'll get into those in future episodes, so stick around. But before we wrap this one up, let's remember, the enemy isn't life. It's not that things go wrong or that people disappoint us. The real villain is what happens inside us when we react without thinking. When we let passion run the show and reason gets booted off stage. The Stoics didn't want us to become stone statues. They wanted us to be strong, steady humans, able to feel things without being ruled by them. Emotions? Sure. Just don't let them drive the chariot. All right, that's it for today's emotional roller coaster. If you've ever let a tiny inconvenience ruin your whole day, hey, welcome to the club. But now you know who the villain really is. And next time it shows up, you'll be ready. Thanks for watching, my fellow rational rebels. If this episode gave you a new perspective, or at least a chuckle, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Stoic survival tips. Share this with your friend who rage quits every time their phone battery hits 10%. Until next time, stay wise, stay stoic, and if anger tries to kick down your mental gate, just tell it, "Not today, buddy." See you soon.